Good morning.
Happy Monday, right?
That's right.
And this is not only just Monday, this is like the Monday after all of the extended weekend. Some people had Thursday off and on,
Our freedom weekend that we had. We are back to work today.
freedom freedom is over, okay?
Back to work.
Back in the cage
Back
again.
in the office.
Yeah, back at it. Actually, I did work, which I'm not complaining because I do love it if what I do, but for those that did have the day off or the weekend off, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I wonder if they're a little confused about today being actual. You got to go back. You got to go.
Part of it. Just part of it. Actually, no, I know some people that say are taking some time this week. They extended it, so they've been saving up their vacation, and
they're still going. I love that. Those
are.
maybe we should be more like that. Maybe.
I know they took the opportunity and they did it. So
I'm a big believer in learning from others. Maybe
they're on to something.
They're teaching us something.
Well, it was helpful that the 4th was on Friday this year, right? Mm-hmm. So if you already get the 4th of July off, so then you get that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then right into this next week. Those few extra
absolutely
days.
Love that. Well, and I think let's talk about the 4th of July, big celebration going on.
Thank our sponsors.
Oh, you're
first and foremost.
Yes.
Before we get into the meat of things.
Yes, exactly.
This is the meat.
This is the meat.
All right. Let's thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Fox Purlee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, First Harrison Bank, the Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Temple and Temple.
Okay, thank you to our great sponsors. And speaking of great sponsors, Angel, so glad to have you with us for Americans for Prosperity.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. What were we talking about? Oh, the 4th of July. Let's talk about that.
4th of July.
So, Pekin kicked it off Thursday. They had all kinds of activities going on with the flea markets, the rides, and the food vendors. And then, of course, Thursday night, the big, beautiful, they had the Juice Box Heroes performed, which had everybody just going from 7 to 10. They stopped at 8:30 and had the auction for desserts. And I think the banana pudding was the star of the show. Yeah, I think it went for $140. I think that was right. Now, the one that I thought was the star of the show was the cinnamon rolls. And I think they went for like 40. And I said, somebody got a bargain, somebody. But whoever got the cinnamon rolls, they took them and I didn't see them.
Well, they're gone now.
They're gone. But now the banana pudding, they said that they would share that. So that was very kind of them. And
I like a good banana pudding.
Yeah, it was beautiful too. Yeah, it was a pretty banana pudding. So, and I'm sure it tasted yummy, but they were very kind with that. But anyway, so the auction went good. And of course, all that money goes back to support the betterment and all of the activities that they plan for next year's 4th of July. So the Juice Box Heroes were very entertaining. They put on a great show. It was warm. Of course, it was a blessing whenever the sun went down a little bit and got some of that sun off of us. But they were hopping and bopping and all the way to the very end. And then the fireworks started. So a great show by the straight shooters there. They did another great show. And then everybody laid their head down on the pillow back up in the morning for the big parade at 10 a.m. and another successful, wonderful parade. So some of the highlights of the parade, Angel, were some of the political announcements were kind of, you hear the rumors, you hear the talk, but they were kind of made it official, put their name in the hat.
Oh.
So showing some of the different people that were running for the political races. So this show would be very interesting. And I'm sure before the cutoff deadline, I don't know when the cutoff deadline is. We'll have to talk to Stephanie Rocky about that. But I'm sure there'll be a few more added to that list.
Yeah. Love it when people get involved.
Exactly.
For all the right reasons.
For all the right reasons, right? So anyway, big 4th of July, and then we headed on down to your house. Had a big Miss Liberty birthday party.
Yeah, we did. Boy, did we ever. Yes. Yeah. We are birthday. We've done the birthday things.
I think the birthday things have been very much.
We have done them, and We're going to take a break for a little while.
Well, just for a little while because we got more birthdays in our family coming up.
Well, I meant like me solely hosting them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I won't be hosting one for another few months. So,
Yeah. Right.
But I have done 2 back to back in the last 2 weeks, and I'm good.
Yeah. But I always like to know how fast we go down that water slide. I would like the clock. I want somebody to clock us to see.
Oh, man.
Now, I was really surprised that they did not put, which they've done it before, any dishwashing or the liquid, the soap. They didn't put any soap on it this time, which
I don't know if we've done it on slides, on my slides that we paid for.
okay, we have done it before at other family members.
Yes, yes.
And I just want to say that.
Yes, but the
puts
soap
little
was getting
zoom.
people's eyes.
Yeah, that was the thing.
So that was a
Yeah.
no-go. I think that got put to a stop. Maybe you guys should try baby soap next time.
Yeah.
Maybe that would help. But no, yeah, we did. It was both birthday parties. The 4th of July had great weather.
Mhm.
Very 4th of July like. Just what you would want on the 4th of July. We had, all the things, hot dogs. We did fireworks. I mean, it was just, yeah. I mean, very cliche, But Fallon's born on the 4th of July, so we're just, I mean, either we're having a birthday party or celebrate the 4th. I don't know quite yet which one, as she gets older, which one she'll want to do. Maybe she'll still continue to want to celebrate on the 4th. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how she feels about that, because I know there are a lot of families, a lot of parties planned, and I'm like, either you can just plan your party and just come to my party, or, I don't know. It all depends on when she gets older, what she wants to do. It's her day, so she gets to pick. So,
well, she's Lady Liberty over there.
She's Lady Liberty. She's a firecracker. She's Miss America.
Yeah.
She's all the things that you could come up with. She is.
And that's all in like 3 minutes. She's all of those.
Yep, she does
the way her mood changes.
She is. She's pretty great at that.
I can roll in 5 minutes. You can have all of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And, even the Boot Scoot Boogie, hotter than the 4th of July, and, we were talking about that. We didn't have any rain, which was good because we've had rain last year that actually limited in some storms that limited it last year. So this year, and we expect the heat, this is what you expect on the 4th of July. So it was well done. Another, I guess, chef kiss by Pekin Betterment and all of the hard workers there.
Yeah, we
that put it together.
We did make it to Pekin through all the events we did have planned. Yeah, we saw the fireworks show. That was a good time. I had not been to the fireworks show since Fallon was born, so yeah, that was cool.
There you go. Yep, a lot of fun and a great time Pekin. And I think there were so many people there. I really thought Pekin is busting out of the seams. I just want to say everybody understood the assignment and showed up, because I felt like the Pekin Park, which, I always go back to the history of it, but I felt like the forefathers of years ago would be so excited to see this tradition still going on, because there were so many people and it was such an awesome night. And I'm talking about Thursday night on into, of course, Friday was busting out of the seams with the parade and everything, but Thursday night, it was just, with all the flea markets, the food vendors, and there were rides. There were some rides that didn't show up. So that happens. I think anytime you plan a festival, things like that, you have to bob and weave because things like that happen. But it was still a beautiful, beautiful showing of everything, all the things going on. And hats off to them putting this together, this huge festival, because this is the longest continuous consecutive. That's it. That's it. 4th of July celebration. We can tell. Yeah, very little sleep. Anyway, so 4th of July celebration in the USA. So pretty cool. Right here in our backyard, and it was busting out of the seams. So everybody showed up. Everybody showed out, and it was fun to see people that you hadn't seen in a while. So that was cool. So
yep, always.
Yep. All right, in the books. 4th of July. Now summer's over.
Yeah, I mean, well, Washington County, so we did that. And then actually we also, the following day on the 5th, they had Delaney Park set off a really good show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So Washington County really showed up, I think, this year.
Yeah, there was a lot of
I mean, I think they do every year. But
I think we all love our fireworks.
I mean, yeah.
And getting together.
We are a firework-loving county.
That's exactly right.
I'm actually pretty sure that I heard some last night.
Yeah, I did hear them last night.
So
Yeah, I'm just laughing. They're
the
still
4th
going
of
on. You know
July
what I mean?
is still happening.
I think I saw today on a funny. It said, it said, do you guys not realize this is the 7th day of July and you're still letting off fireworks, and some of your fireworks are going to hit my Christmas decorations.
Oh my gosh. No,
It was something
let
like
us
that.
have our moment.
Yeah.
No, let us.
But
Let our
anyway, yeah, I
moment.
think we are. I think that's one thing. The category fireworks check for our county. Yeah,
Yeah, we
definitely.
did. Yeah, we did great. I think that yeah, I mean, we love, we love America.
USA.
We love celebrating America's birthday. So, yeah, great job.
Yeah. Last year going down, okay, it feels like whenever we go down your water slide, there's always like a word. The kids get started on saying stuff, and then um they keep on going every time they go down that slide. And last year it was USA, USA, and then they'd go down the slide. This year it was we will rock you, we will rock you.
Lovely.
And it's just so funny once it gets started, and then they all just keep saying it, and it's just like then it gets stuck in my head. But it was just funny because last year was USA, and this year is we will rock you.
Well, they did that during the slide, and then they brought back USA after the fireworks, because once the fireworks were done, they were like
USA. I love
USA.
that. I love that. It's so funny.
Yeah. You never know what they're going to come up with. It can be a little scary sometimes.
Well, that is true, but that's all good. All good. All good. So much fun. So, 4th of July, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful and a safe 4th of July. We want to keep Texas in our prayers. Oh, what a tragedy! I can't even. I think everybody's mourning for Texas, and we feel for them. And
I can't imagine.
No,
I mean, they said that I was reading some things last night, and I know some people were like, I'm so confused if they've given out a warning, and this was at like 11, and then at 1 o'clock something, it was a flash flood warning, and then at 4 o'clock when it all happened, and they were like, what point did you think to move and make some moves? And they just some of the locals were like, we get those warnings all the time. So they didn't think anything of it. And I think that one of the meteorologists was saying that it's sad because you have to give those warnings out, which is why every time we give a warning out, like, you should take it serious. Right. Not that they didn't take it serious, but
no.
You should really be hyper aware. Yeah. We're putting these out for a reason. And so I think that this will make, it didn't happen to you, but that just shows you the possibility, because these locals were like, we've never had anything like this. Never. And it's very sad. I can't imagine. Yeah. Honestly, I wish, if I didn't have 3 small children, I would go down there. I would love to try to help and do what I could, but it is a little further distance, and I also have to work.
Well, I think that the things that,
I think that it's very sad.
Well, I think we learned years ago, whenever we had that flood, which is a lot less, but still it was a lot, how fast things can happen. I mean, just like the amount of rain that they received and how fast the flooding started. I don't really know that I really, you try to think of what could you have done different. I don't know, because it just happened so fast, and who knew it was going to be like that. Just like, when we had the flooding we had, which was on a smaller scale, but still, like, we had so many cars that were stuck, so many cars that were flooded. We had so many houses that were flooded. We had people, and I think that you realize that was a huge eye opener, how fast and how dangerous water can be, and how fast rising it can be.
Well, I mean, it's one of those. I mean, I think that, yeah, I mean, because they're not done. I mean, there's so much rubbish they've got to go through, and just so much that they're picking through, and you can see it in some videos. I also think it's very sad that people are finding the opportunity to spread false information and hopeful information that's not true.
Shame on them.
Because I think that, you've got families out there that are just praying and hoping and waiting to hear that. And I hate that people are trying to make a platform for themselves on such, false information that's very serious, not a joking matter, not a claim to fame, not anything to get famous on information. And it's very sad that, people are doing that. and I feel, like I said, I feel for the families because, once you hear that they found somebody or something, it's just like you want to jump all over it. You get your hopes up.
Right.
So I hate that people are doing that. So um, hopefully people realize that that's not funny, or
Right.
whatever it is they're trying to do, it's not okay.
Yeah.
So I hope that, people, get that understanding, and I hope that
Me too.
they're taken care of on that situation, because that's not something to joke about, or,
No.
like I said, or to try to get famous on. This is not an opportunity for that.
No, not at all. No. No, and I think that it's very sad. It's sad that you even have to say that even has to be said, because it's sad that that's even being done. But I definitely think they just need to be in our thoughts and our prayers, and definitely, I think it's such a tragic, but it happens, and sometimes like that, who would have thought that like just what they're saying, that it would have got that fast. I think it was, when an hour, was it 30 inches in an hour or something like that? I don't know. That might be
I don't
wrong, but
know.
it was, I mean, it was
I
an
read
unreal
it, but
amount within
I
an
quoting
hour,
it
but
back. I
but
don't.
but we've had, I mean, just our, on a little scale compared to that. I mean, and it just, and it can do, I didn't realize, I guess it was an eye opener years ago for me, how much damage water can do and how fast it can go. And then when it gets moving, the current underneath, is such a fast current that's going, that, can, it's so dangerous. So, um, anyway, our thoughts and prayers definitely for Texas, and keep them, keep going, and just keep hoping that they maybe find, more more of them alive, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, yeah, that I'm trying to
And they're
follow, trying
little.
to
They're
keep up
little.
with.
The children are little. They're little.
Yeah, I mean, one of the counselors, they have found not alive, and the director gave his life, they said. So they have, and he was actually helping. I think it was two or three of the girls, and they actually, they're alive. The one of the two or the three that he helped, but he sacrificed himself.
Hmm.
So, um, they said that he had had brain cancer, and he had been through so many things, and he just kept coming back to this camp. He loved the camp, loved being a part of it, loved running it, and, yeah, he sacrificed himself. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just, yeah, it's heavy, and it's not something that, no, it's not affecting us here in Indiana, but there are people in Texas that, that have relatives and friends.
Hmm.
So it's not, it's something that, maybe, just keep up with. And if you believe in prayer, and that's something, you should definitely say a prayer for them.
I think our hearts hurt too. I mean, no, we're not there, on the front, but I think you can't help but have your heart hurts and yearns for them, because what they're going through, you can't imagine. And it's just definitely, very, very sad.
With something so little that we do, we do here, we send our kids off to, to camp,
Um,
not thinking
right.
about that even happening. And I'm sure that, that's what all those families did. That camp
Sure.
had been around for years.
Hmm.
It was just another summer camp they were sending them off to. And yeah, I
Well,
just,
and summer camps are great. I mean, you learn so much. You have so much fun. They're great. They're great for the summer. It's fantastic. And who would have known that a tragedy, would have happened? So,
yeah, it is very sad.
all right. Also, let's see here. What else was, today's a big, meeting for the commissioners and the county council. They're meeting together. I'll have that on my social, on, Rebecca White WSLM. I'll be having that streaming on today. Trying to think of anything else as far as going on. I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Speedway had a beautiful race. Their Firecracker 400. They did it wonderful. Did it great. And, another great race put on by the Speedway. They've got another one coming up, a little bit later this month. So a lot of activities going on. All right, we're on to the 7th day of July. Today is Chocolate Day. Ooh, what's that one chocolate? I know. I know what yours probably would be, but, what's that one chocolate day? What's the one thing chocolate?
You mean like candy bar, or,
Anything chocolate. Today's
mm,
chocolate day.
mm, I don't know. I'm a chocolate person, so chocolate cake,
Yeah, can't go wrong with
chocolate cake, chocolate icing.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's hard to beat. Chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream. If you're talking candy, Kit Kat.
I knew that'd be that. Yeah.
Kit Kat all the way.
Chocolate day. Father-daughter take a walk together day. And it shows them on a beach. I'd be for that.
Oh, well. Hey, mother-daughter take a walk.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take that walk. What beach
Anybody
would we go
taking
with
that
you?
walk. Global Forgiveness Day.
Okay.
National Dive Bar Day.
Oh, that's a good one.
There
I
you
won't
go.
be participating.
I don't think so here, but National Macaroni Day.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, this is macaroni, but yeah, put some cheese on that. And
Yeah.
National Strawberry Sundae Day.
This is a very
Good
desserty
day.
day.
I like it. Ooh, I wouldn't even be mad if you put some chocolate on that. Like a chocolate strawberry on your sundae. Yeah. Tell the Truth Day. Always, and then you don't have to worry about
Just one day. Just tell the truth today.
I think it's a good policy just to do it every day, and then you
Honesty is the best policy.
It is, and then you don't have to try to keep up with anything else, right? This week is Be Nice to Jersey Week. I want to say Jersey Week. Clean Beaches Week. National Canned Luncheon Meat Week. Canned Luncheon Meat Week. That'd be like what's those little hot dogs, or what are those little
Vienna
sausages? Yeah. Those, what is that jelly that they're in?
Ew.
Well, it's like that little white jelly.
I don't know. Stop it.
Okay.
Ew. You can't go talking about chocolate cake and
I know.
and strawberry shortcake or whatever, strawberry sundae, and then talk about Vienna sausages and the sauce.
The little jelly stuff. Sparkling Wine Week.
That's a good one. I won't be participating, but
Bank Account Bonus Month.
Hey.
Yeah. Cell Phone Courtesy Month. Let's see. We got a lot of month stuff. Blueberry Month. Love that. Is this when the blueberries are really popping? I think it is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Grilling Month. I think we grill all the time anymore. National Picnic Month. Love that.
Yeah.
National Watermelon
I need
Month.
a new grill.
Need a new grill.
I do.
Air Conditioning Appreciation Days. Love that. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. So I put up a thing the other day that I'm in a relationship with the air conditioner.
Well, I was freezing in my house yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So yes and no. And I think I have mine up pretty high still. So
well, according to some of the family members, you do not. Compared to some. Oh, some of them have penguin.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying
some
I have my
homes,
temperature up, I guess is what I should clarify.
Oh, temperature up. Okay, I was thinking
I
down.
don't have
okay,
my AC. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm on my AC,
no.
but no.
But it's comfortable to me, but and I've not heard any talk about your house, but I just know that you go to other houses in our family that freezing.
Arctic.
Yeah, Arctic. Yeah, I could almost I have to wear a sweatshirt, but that's okay. I'm not even mad about that because I love sweatshirts.
I know. Well, yesterday that's what I was thinking. I could lounge in sweatshirt and sweatpants only for my kids to go outside, and then it's like back and forth, and I'm like, I don't want to keep sweatshorts, keep changing them back.
I know. So, yeah.
All
right, so it's official. Eating ice cream is the best summer activity.
So long as it's not melting so quickly. But I will say, so we bought some chocolate ice cream and put that homemade strawberry jam on there.
Ugh.
And I tell you what, talk about chocolate covered strawberry. It was delicious. So good. That one was hard. That the homemade jam in my ice cream is really hard to beat.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to beat. You can put syrup on it, whatever, but the homemade jam is just
It's a little thicker and
it's just
and then those strawberries are in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so good. It just tastes so fresh.
Well, you got a few of these activities in over the 4th of July weekend. You're well on the way to a successful summer. A new poll looked at the most popular summer activities, and number 1 involves food, but not on the grill. Eating ice cream is America's favorite summertime thing to do. Technically, it says ice cream or popsicles.
I'm going to say popsicles.
But ice cream is doing the heavy lifting there. 60% love it, and another 35% like it. Only 1% said they hate eating ice cream in the summer.
Okay, I want to know why. Where are
Who
you?
are you?
1%ers out there.
Yeah, who are
I
you?
need to know why. I mean, whatever, to each their own, but I just want to know why.
I felt like
Does
this.
it melt too fast?
I don't know. I feel like this was weird. I can remember years ago going through where for some reason I didn't buy it and I didn't have ice cream a whole lot. And then it's like, wait, what's wrong with me? And then I I changed that. I don't know why. It seemed like a couple years I didn't really do much of ice cream. I don't know why.
I'm also like a milkshakey person. So like if it melts a little bit, I'm totally okay with it.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. Well, so which you know what's funny though, because I'm a huge ice cream lover, but the kids, everybody screamed and goes crazy over popsicles.
I know popsicles are huge.
I'm surprised that in all honesty, that ice cream is beating out popsicles, because as many of popsicles as people eat, I don't know.
Well, I think that well, at least I know for me, the popsicles are just like a grab and go type thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the ice cream, like I gotta dip it out and I gotta get, I gotta do so. They have to more so wait on me to do that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
right.
that's why the popsicles,
Yeah.
for them are like, yeah, let me just grab a popsicle and roll on out here.
Well,
And then another one, and then another one. I'm like, how many of those have you eaten?
I know.
Yeah, it's like nonstop, and I'm like, we've got to stop with the popsicles.
That's why they come like in a pack of 100, because they know that there's going to be several eaten, And then it's funny because then everybody like picks their colors. Everybody, chooses different colors, which it's always fun to see what colors they choose. And then when it gets down to the wire, there's only like 2 colors left. They don't care.
This year, the color that's been really popular in my household, which is funny because it's one of my favorites, is the blue.
Oh yeah, blue. Mm-hmm.
Blue and pink are my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I heard the other day someone green. I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
That's something.
That's something. When I heard what color, I heard green. I was like, okay, that's different, but okay, you can have all.
You got all the green you
there's
want.
plenty of greens here. Yeah, I thought that was
some
funny.
Yellow.
I don't think anybody. I think I don't.
But there is like that yellow white that's like a pina colada.
I was gonna say,
that one is good. That one's really good. But you got to make sure you get that one because you're going to be very disappointed if you think you have it and then you don't.
Not right. And you can't go wrong with the red, like the cherry. Mm-hmm.
Red is not. No, red's not on my list. Orange.
And you get the red tongue.
The blue, the pink, the orange, the pina colada. Yeah. I probably will opt out for a green or a yellow
or orange
or purple.
I'm not mad at any of it. Yeah. I really don't.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they choose those and they're like solid on those. But then when it comes down to the last 2 and they might be a total different color, they don't care. They still eat them.
Oh, yeah. What's left? Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. All right. So number 1 activity to do in the summer is
swim.
No, it's eating ice cream or popsicles.
Oh.
Okay.
After swimming.
Just hang on there. Number 2 is going on vacation. We need one of those. Yeah, going on vacation. Maybe for some. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we took a vacation in April. I don't know if we'll.
Number 3, grilling.
Yes, here.
Grilling.
Okay.
Love grilling. Number 4, road trips.
Is that
on the road
taking
again?
A vacation? I guess.
I guess it's 2 different little road trips. Number 5, going to the beach.
Is that different than a vacation? I'm a little confused here.
I don't
These
know.
are all just different ways of saying take a vacation.
Yeah, I think so. Number 6, hiking or nature walks. Love that.
I don't do that often.
Here you go. Number 7, all the way down on the list, swimming in a pool. Love swimming.
I went swimming yesterday.
Yeah. Number 8, which this is fun, and I forget about this, stargazing. Going out of the night, just seeing all the stars.
You gotta make it to that lake to see the stars.
Well, it's not completely dark till 10 p.m.
You gotta make it to that.
That's what I'm saying.
time.
Yeah, you gotta make it to that.
Yeah,
stay awake. Yeah.
No.
Number 9, watching fireworks. 16% of Americans are not fans. What? Of fireworks? And this year they had new ones. They had these. I love to see the new fireworks. And
The new fireworks. Okay.
So this is what the professionals told me. They get their fireworks from China, okay? And they're not regulated there. So therefore, like if it says like maybe like so many in a pack, it might be a pack of 13, might be a pack of 10. And honestly, when they're watching the show, they're as surprised as everybody.
In China.
No, the people that are putting them off here in America are as surprised at some of the things that they see.
Are you sure you're supposed to be sharing that? The professionals tell you that you're
I didn't
supposed
tell
to
you who
be.
the professionals are. They don't know. I talked to several
I'm
professionals.
just telling you.
Well, they didn't say no. No, they told it. I mean, they were very open about it. So, it is what it is. But they say they know that. People know that. So I did not know that. It's very interesting. Very
I saw some
interesting.
really cool ones that look like a cannon, like they were set up like a cannon, and it looked like they were just like almost like a machine gun type thing.
Oh no, that's cool.
It was super cool.
No, that's really cool. Yeah,
it was.
No, but I did see there were some that came up and they like crisscrossed. They almost like a I don't know like a almost. I'm gonna say this. I don't want to say like like I don't know what they were. They just went real fast, like maybe like salmon going up the stream or something, and they were going up. They were going, and they were so cool, and they made the really cool noise. Those were new to me this year, so I really like those.
Either you just forgot.
No, I don't think so. They said those were new. They said they were new, so I like that. But anyway, no, I just think it's kind of cool to see to hear the ways that people do fireworks. So, all right, watching fireworks, 16% Americans are not fans. 10% having a picnic. I love that. These are summer things to do. A few more that ranked high included boating. Just remember to put your life jackets on.
Yeah.
Right?
People, there's just so many things that keep happening to people that just scare me.
I know.
I just want to put my kids in a bubble.
Well, speaking of that, I was watching Jaws. I've been watching Jaws a lot. Whenever I can't remember his name. I just went blank. Said he would never put a life jacket on again after the Indianapolis, after he was went down in the Indianapolis. He was on the Indianapolis when it went down. And then he looks, and there's that one part during when Jaws is getting ready to attack again. He looks and he stares at the life jacket. Do you remember that part? I'm really just I'm not doing very good with this, and I'm like.
You need an assist.
I know.
You need an assist.
Okay, I need to just take steps back and
I don't know it. I can't help.
I'm sad about that. I'm sad about myself not knowing that.
I don't purposely watch things that will scare me. So
yeah,
Jaws, like I said, can totally be in my backyard pool.
I know. This is true. This is why you don't take baths anymore. Yeah, this is why you're doing showers these days, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
have all that
Jaws
too.
In the backyard pool. I can't do it.
Have all that too.
I mean, it might be that.
Yeah, it could be a.
My mother decided to put me on the end during the Jaws ride at one point at Disney, and he attacked me about 5 times. I didn't know it was going to do all that.
I know.
Didn't want to ride it. Was forced to ride it.
That was such a cool ride, though. I
didn't want to ride it. Literally, I'm going to say it again. Was forced to ride it, and was on the end.
You're such a good person. Look at the great person you became.
You know what? I would like to look back at pictures because I want to know. Where were you sitting? Because I did not want the end, and everybody was like, no, you have to sit on the end. It doesn't come to that end. I was in the hot seat. Remember if anybody literally was a big Jaws fan and wanted the full immersive experience,
yeah,
I had it.
Yeah, you did. It
was a near-death experience for me.
And the heat, remember, because then it explodes and the heat came off. I think that's why the ride is no more. They don't have the ride anymore. I mean, I don't know. I think it was a little bit too much, I
don't know. It was, Jaws was up in my face.
Yeah.
At one point, might have had my face in his mouth. I don't know.
I think I saw some teeth. I felt some teeth.
1,000%. Like Jonah and I can have that conversation someday. He was in a whale. I was in a shark.
I'm just feeling it the same.
We will totally have that conversation someday.
Definitely.
Compare stories.
All right. Another fun activity for summer, relaxing in a hammock. Yes. Oh my goodness. When you're laying in a hammock and someone flips you off the hammock, that is like, talk about.
I don't have time to sit in a hammock, but I love those that do.
Oh, hammocks. Good for you. Roasting marshmallows. Love that. Yes. Uh, Going to an amusement park. Love that. Yes. Yes. Not done that, but I love that this
Need
summer.
to do that. I know.
Need to do that. One that ranked surprisingly low that was sunbathing. Half of Americans enjoy it to some degree, and half would rather not. Only 14% of Americans say laying out, 18% hate it.
Hmm. Is there a
Oh,
pool nearby or the beach?
yeah. As long as you can jump in a pool or something to cool off, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Um, okay. This was a little worry, real quick. I know we got to get out of here. Time's going fast.
Well, and we got to talk about.
Americans for Prosperity. Let's jump. Let's just, yes, we can talk about that. Joey Chestnut reclaimed the his belt for the eating the hot dog contest. Good for him. All right, yay. Okay, now
Yes. So, some big, big, big news
please tell it.
that the big, beautiful bill passed. It passed.
It passed.
It did. It passed. It passed.
Were they holding off, you think, for it to be like dramatic around the 4th?
Well, we were expecting from our perspective, and this was been a minute ago, but we thought maybe fall. So,
Okay.
the timing is impeccable because President Trump signed it on the 4th.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But Americans for Prosperity. So we had over 750 events and rallies with lawmakers nationwide.
Okay.
We had nearly 1 million voter contacts, whether that was phone calls, door knocks, postcards. We had national days of action in May and in June. We had more than 1,500 meetings with lawmakers and staff, consistent conversations and coordination with top congressional leaders, and comprehensive polling showing overwhelming support.
Oh.
And so that is, I mean, we've been working on this for months. We educated the public. We got great feedback on how they felt about the bill. And, now millions of Americans, they're going to feel the real world impact of all the work that was done. And families will keep more of their paychecks. Small business owners will invest in their communities. Job creators will have the freedom to grow. And maybe, people will start believing back in the government again, and the government can work for them.
Hmm.
And so I think that this was a great spark to as our slogan, reignite that American dream. That was a great spark to get lit and headed in the right direction. Yeah, we worked tirelessly on this bill to, with, like I said, with lawmakers and the public, the constituencies. They've done a great job of contacting their legislators, letting them know that they really want them to support this bill. I've said it before. Last week, Congresswoman Houchin down here in the 9th District did a fabulous job of voicing her support, and so it's been a really, really I guess a long time coming. We've worked for it. We've done the research on it. We've educated the public on it, and now it's passed.
Yeah.
And we're excited. So the big beautiful bill has officially passed.
Right. We've been talking about it for a little while here on Coffee Club about it. Needed to get it passed, and then the timing was perfect. I felt
the timing was impeccable. That's what I said. It kind of lit that spark now. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, all right, let's go.
Let's see what we got.
Let's go, team. Let's go.
Yeah.
So this is now, again, I mean, this is a great time to get involved. Come be a part. I mean, this was a win. I mean, it wasn't, when I say Americans for Prosperity, I'm not talking about staff. I'm talking about the volunteers. And we had, with our sister organizations, we have CVA, Concerned Veterans for America. We don't have that branch here in Indiana. Libre, the Libre Initiative, again, another sister branch that's under our umbrella. They too also, worked in other states because we also don't have that branch either here in Indiana. We just have Americans for Prosperity, but the overwhelming support that Americans for Prosperity volunteers gave within this state alone was awesome and something to be credited for. So we're thankful for them. We are happy for them. And we want to continue to use them and keep them in the know, keep them educated, and keep them up to date on everything that's going on. Because, like I said, this was something we had been working on for months, and a lot of people did not realize. It's one of those things that, like, if you're not following it, which again, we did have session at the state level, so some people sometimes get a little distracted during that time. So that was one of our federal initiatives that we were working on, and we brought the awareness and, like I said, the education to these people that they might not have realized prior. And so it's one of those things that we're real excited about. And this just goes to show that this is what we do. This is what we do, and this is how we get things done. So this is a great time now more than ever to get involved, be a part, and say, hey, I helped do that, because every volunteer that has volunteered for us in this state was 100% a part of this victory.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So, a big win. Yeah.
It was a great win. Great win for July 2025. Absolutely.
Love that. Let's hope more people get involved. Let's hope, like you said.
Yeah, this is a great time. Like I said, we're just getting started. So come be a part. We've got other things going on.
How would they get to be a part?
Well, so they can contact us on social media, Americans for Prosperity Indiana. You can go to americansforprosperity.org. You can contact me specifically on social media, and just let me know. Maybe it's something local, state, federal. We get involved in any level, and we'd love to help you out. Or if you just maybe you just want to come and come to events, or maybe you're like, hey, I'm a doer. I want to do things. I want to make phone calls. I want to knock doors. There's many opportunities to choose from on how to get involved and how to stay in the know. We'd love to have you. We take care of our volunteers. We are an organization that's for the taxpayers, and we're ready to open our doors to you.
Love that. All right. Sounds like a great success, and onward how we go, and we can't wait to see what's around the river bend next.
We're just getting started. That was a great victory, and we're still going.
Love that. All right, let's thank our sponsors this month.
Yes, let's thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox Purlee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, First Harrison Bank, the Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Temple & Temple.
All right, let's have the best Monday ever. All right?
Happy Monday.